Hello my dear children, I am very much happy to introduce you a new video that gives a concrete idea about the difference between the crystalline solids and amorphous solids that already we have learned in the chapter solid state of chemistry. I am sure that you will enjoy the beauty of chemistry along with the beauty of this nature Kapat Beach. Let us watch and learn the new methods or concepts in chemistry in a wonderful manner. Okay?
Classification of solids. Now, if you look at diamond and glass, we can see that both are solids. But if you look at them at microscopic level, we can see that there is a difference in arrangement of constituent particles. In diamond, the particles are arranged in an orderly fashion, whereas in glass, they are completely disorganized. Based on the order of arrangement of constituent particles, the solids are mainly classified into two types: crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Let us discuss about crystalline solid. In a crystalline solid, the constituent particles such as atoms or ions or molecules are regularly arranged in a definite pattern for a long range. Here, the arrangement is so regular that by just knowing the arrangement at any one site, we can very well predict the arrangement of other sites. In other words, there is a regular pattern of arrangement of particles which repeats itself periodically over the entire crystal. The examples of crystalline solids are sodium chloride, diamond, solid iodine, gold, quartz, etc. Now let us discuss about amorphous solids. The arrangement of particles in amorphous solids is not in an orderly fashion. Sometimes in amorphous solids, we can find few tiny orderly arranged portions in between non-orderly structures. Since they are very small in number, they cannot influence the overall structure. Due to this, the overall arrangement of the particles in the amorphous solids is distorted. The examples for amorphous solids are glass, rubber, and plastics, etc. Now, if we notice carefully the glass windows of very old historical buildings, we will observe that these glass panes are thicker at the bottom as compared to the top of the window. This is because as the time progressed, some of the molecules on the top of the glass flowed down due to gravity and accumulated in the bottom, making it thicker. Please note that this process is very slow and takes hundreds of years. Due to this ability of amorphous solids to flow like liquids, amorphous solids are also called as supercooled liquids or pseudosolids. Let's differentiate between crystalline and amorphous solids. The first difference is melting point. In crystalline solid, the arrangement of particles in every portion is same. Due to this, every portion of crystalline solid melt at same temperature. Therefore, crystalline solids have a sharp melting point. Whereas in amorphous solid, every portion of amorphous solid is different from its neighbor. Due to this, every portion will melt at different temperature. Therefore, amorphous solids melt over a wide range of temperature. The second difference is anisotropy and isotropy. Crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. It means that physical properties are not same in all directions. If we consider this particular direction, the particles are all blue. If we consider this direction, we have alternate arrangement of red and blue. Now, if we consider this direction, the arrangement is again alternate. but the distance between them is more. Due to the difference in arrangement of particles in different directions, physical properties such as electrical resistance, refractive index, thermal expansion, etc. have different values when we measure in different directions. Whereas amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. It means that various physical properties are same in all the directions. If we consider any direction, the arrangement is completely irregular. Due to this, the physical properties like electrical resistance, refractive index, thermal expansion have negligible variation in different direction. Cleavage with a knife. When we cut crystalline solid with a sharp knife, we get a clean cleavage and smooth new surfaces. Whereas when we cut an amorphous solid with a knife, we get irregular surfaces.
I hope that all of you have enjoyed this video and could understand the difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Watch again this video to learn or to get a clear-cut idea about the difference between these two.